I've always stayed away from here because it makes me bitter, businessman Lazzaro Dauria tells me. 2 years ago, 3 of his trucks and other equipment were torched after he said no to mafia bosses here in the southern Italian province of Foggia, who demanded more than $200,000 a year in pizzo, slang for protection money. Dauria now has round-the-clock police protection. He says paying pizzo is still the rule in Foggia, but change is afoot. The population is beginning to understand that they shouldn't pay, says Dauria. The Mafia, however, is fighting back. Police suspect the Mafia was behind 11 arson and bomb attacks in January on businesses, including Anna Aprile's flower stand outside the main cemetery in the provincial capital, also called Foggia. She and her sons have since repaired the damage. No one ever asked us to pay anything, Anna insists. The Foggia Mafia is really a collection of often warring crime families living off extortion, drugs, and arms smuggling. One of the characteristics of the Foggia Mafia is its extreme violence, says Police Chief Paolo Sirna. There have been 8 mafia wars in the city of Foggia. In recent years, the authorities have woken up to the growing threat of organized crime in this relatively poor, underdeveloped part of the country. Yet their efforts are often stymied by omertà, the southern Italian law of silence. Fear and family loyalty ensure many residents see nothing and say nothing when the authorities come calling. In Foggia's main outdoor market, our questions about the Mafia are dismissed. No, we don't know about those things, she tells me. There is no Mafia, says this man. But cracks are starting to show in the wall of silence, thanks to a brave few. Daniela Marconi is the leader of Libera, an anti-mafia group. Her father was shot at point-blank range 26 years ago. An official with the finance ministry, he was investigating dubious business activities. His killer has never been found. The more active she has become, the more ominous the threats against her. I've received anonymous letters, Marcone says, some really nasty, in which the tone was always, mind your own business, change city, go live somewhere else. Some mafia bosses have been put behind bars, but that might not be enough, warns Foggia's chief magistrate Ludovico Vaccaro. Unfortunately, prison is very porous, he tells me. There's a lot of osmosis between inside and outside. Prison doesn't ensure an interruption of criminal activity. Someone shot a bullet through the window of one of Alessandro Zitto's businesses after he refused to pay pizzo. He left Foggia with his family, fearing for their lives. On this day, he's back in town, a member of a newly formed group of businessmen who have had enough of extortion. Civil society is changing, he says, because people are tired, because this situation is no longer livable. In the evening, we joined the police on patrol. After January's spate of attacks, checkpoints have become a frequent sight. The fight against the mafia here has only just begun. Ben Wiedemann, CNN, Foggia, Southern Italy.